What is up, everyone? Day 22 of the Advent calendar, and it is the Samoa SM. So, if you're gonna buy this with golds from the in-game store, it's gonna set you back almost over 10,000, 10,200. It's I think one of the more expensive ones we've gone across. And yeah, if you're gonna buy it from the premium store, it's gonna set you back 36 euros and 44 cents. Bigger package being 56. Might change on depending on where you live on how expensive these are, right? So what do you get? Well, you get the Samoa SM, and this thing has actually been out for quite a while, and I think it's actually kind of underrated. You don't see them too often, and I'm not too sure why you don't see them too often, because I think they're actually really, really good. So these are the base stats. I included the like basic equipment. So basic first steps, basic ventilation, basic optics. And this is what it's going to look like. This is without a crew or like without crew skills. I think it does count as 100% crew, but just no crew skills. And also no food here. I'll show you that setup in a moment. So what do you got then? You got a little over 2000 DPM, but it isn't a 5-shot autoloader, which is huge, right? 2.25 aim time. With ventilation, it actually comes down to the same interclip reload. This is a really nice little mixture. It's really good because this means that every time you shoot, before the next clip is ready to shoot again, you should be fully aimed unless you're moving a lot during that reload, the interclip reload that is. 38 dispersion, it's like running it's a little bit derpy, right? Shell velocity of 1000 on the shells that have 232 base band. This is extremely good, and APCR brings it up to 263, and the shell velocity goes to 1250 then. It's also 4000 shell cost. The alpha on this thing is 300, so the conversion rate is, it's okay. Not crazy good, but like it's doable. The fuel range is one of the downsides of this thing. It only has 370 base. That's pretty bad. Mobility wise, it is 37 top speed, power to weight of 12, and effective traverse and stuff. So for a heavy tank, it's like not super fast. It's not super slow either. It's somewhere in the middle. There is some other good news though. That is that it has 10 degrees of gun depression almost all around, except for over the engine deck, of course, because that thing is huge. So over the back, it doesn't get that 10, but almost everywhere else that is useful while you're playing the game, like all the way up to here, is 10 degrees, which is really, really nice. So armor-wise, it actually has a little bit of armor. So it has like 210, 220-ish upper plate. Lower plate is almost 180, and the turret is a lot weaker than normal. There you go. So the turret is about 212 as well. The cupola is actually the weak spot for 112 only. And then like this little cheek here is all kinds of armor. So it is actually a little bit more armored. And some tier 6s, some tier 7s. And you will bounce the occasional tier 8 hit as well, if they underestimate your armor, thinking it's a 5100 or something like that. So yeah, 140 hull, 120 turret there, and 1450 health. The crew, as you see, there's 3 people loading and 1 guy driving. Very nice. So if you're gonna fully equip this with bounty equipment and crew skills and food and whatnot, you see the DPM doesn't go up that much, but you do get really nice view range here, of course. Let's see how much view range you get. Frozen arms here, situation awareness, and recon. So 449. They can get to like basically full view range there. It gets a lot better with all the shenanigans on it. So what do I think about the tank? I think it's extremely good because 5 shots for 300 damage, right? That is, you can clip most enemies you come across that are of same tier or lower, right? You can just clip them. And with your high base band, you don't even need the APCR for it. You could load the APCR if you wanted to, but stay away from the HE. It's not really worth it. And yeah, you have a fairly long reload, right? 34 seconds is pretty long, but it's not that crazy compared to some other tanks. A lot of other tanks, such as the Lorraine, have a similar reload for 4 shots, and it's extremely similar to the Lorraine, of course, this tank. So what you get is 1 extra shot, which is big, gives you a lot more leeway. For the same reloads as on the Lorraine, but you get a lot less top speed and maneuverability to use in your reload. So I think this tank is 100% worth it, and I'm kind of shocked that you don't see them more often, because I think they're really, really powerful. And this is one of those tanks that could do really well being down tiered as well. Because if you play second line or even third line, especially at tier 10, there's a lot of things that have really long reloads, right? This is where the you know, E100s, the 268 version 4s and whatnot, they tend to have fairly long reloads, right? If you're fighting against tier 8, mediums or whatever, everybody has like 6-second reloads, right? And if you go lower tier, the reloads get even crazier. So the benefit of having that autoloader becomes sort of less in a weird way, because they can shoot you back more, if that makes sense. So if you're in a team and there's like a Yak Panzer or something in front of you, or a Death Star, you know, those really long reloads, and they shoot at enemies, snipe somewhere downrange, you pop up and you clip them for the 5 shots with really respectable pen. And against tier 10s, you know, just you could load the APCR to make it a little bit easier, of course. It's only 30 more pen though, so keep that in mind. It makes for an extremely good second rank tank, because in between shots you can do a lot of hurt with this reload, right? If somebody has more than a 10-second reload, guess what? You can clip them before they are reloaded again, right? Because you shoot the first one, and then you have four times 2.25 interclip reloads, right? So it's really, really good in that capability. And the base pen is good enough where you don't have to like load APCR all the time either. So I think this is a full recommend. It is a bit on the expensive side, so do keep that in mind if you're getting it. But if you already have the gold in the garage, that's probably the way to get it. And that is day 22. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.